So, good morning from Prairie View. We got the other matchup, game number 4. Seattle Thunderbolts will take on Clarion Eagles, and those are the squad for you. Seattle Thunderbolts, of course, a power-packed team, and they'll take on Clarion Eagles, who have won their opening game yesterday. And this news is Seattle Thunderbolts will badly need a win. They lost their opening game. Also yesterday was the first day of play. So wherever you are, I want to say welcome. It's early morning here in Prairie View in Texas, and we're bringing continuing coverage of the Houston Open continues as we see two batters out in the middle, Rahul Jariwala, Shreyas Chetnini. And things are about to get on the way here. Seattle Thunderbolts have been sent in by the powerful put together Clarion Eagles. And here's the first ball, down the leg side, flicked away. And things are on the way here. Shreyas Chetnini. In fact, leg by is the call from umpire Fredericks. And things are on the way here. So, folks, wherever you are, I want to say good morning from Prairie View. Hope you enjoy the feed. And if Clarion Eagles and Seattle Thunderbolts is your team, or you're following this team, well, you're in the right place. And several matches going across this tournament, so want to welcome you. And so leg by to start, and a bright sunny weather here in Prairie View, and we're expecting another day of cricket. And by the way, these games are 12-over games in the morning. And we've got 3 games to catch up on. Opening day was rained out, and so the competitions committee have made sure that all these games will be replayed. So essentially, this is a fixture from day 1, and these fixture will be 12 overs a side, and then the other game at 11:30 will head back to 20 overs a side. So we've got 3 games today. The first slot, the 9 o'clock slot, will see 12 overs game. And then the 3:30 game and the 11:30 game will go back to T20. So 1 on the board so far, and Lamba, and ball played back into the offside, and there is no runs. So Seattle Thunderbolts will have to get their act together. And we have seen so many times when you're playing in these short group tournament, winning is very important, and you've got to win early. And you get the feeling if you lose a couple of games, you're really on the back foot. And Seattle Thunderbolts into the offside. Fielder comes around, judges, and takes a very good catch. And Rahul Jariwala is gone without scoring. And Seattle Thunderbolts, they lose their first wicket. Jariwala looking to go big into the offside. Skied it in the air. Fielder came in from the cover region and took a well-judged running catch. Look at this. Yeah, he circled around it and put in a little bit of tumbling dive there. And that's the end of Rahul Jariwala. 1 for 1. So 1 for 1. Lamba has picked up a wicket in just the early part of his over. Saw yesterday Lamba getting 1 for 23, so he's picked up his 2nd wicket of the tournament. Play and a miss, and another wicket falls. So the new batter comes out, and first ball coming down the track, trying to go through the offside, gets the edge. Pranav Chattapaliyam, the keeper, takes an easy, straightforward catch. And trouble early here for the Seattle Thunderbolts. Look at that. The big edge into the safe glove of Pranav Chattapaliyam. And so the second wicket goes down for Seattle Thunderbolts. They're 2 wickets down for just 1 run on the board. Yeah, a couple of wickets to fall. That's the first wicket. Jerry Waller and this new batter. And so a couple of wickets down. So Shashwat Kohli comes to the middle. And ball defended here. We've seen a really good over here from Abhimanyu Lamba. And already a couple of wickets to fall, all courtesy of Lamba. And we talked about this Clarion Eagles team. Watch this team. They've gone all around the country and they've really played good cricket. A power-packed team with a set of national players involved. Gets a good delivery, takes the outside edge, running up towards the third man area. And a diving attempt by the fielder, can't rake it in. And so 5 for 2. Really seen a very good over here from Lamba, getting the outside edge of Shashwat Kohli. And the ball running down towards the third man area. Gone away for a boundary. So 5 for 2. And we talked about 12 overs aside, trying to catch up on the schedule. So the action continues, going at 6 for 2. And so the bowler from the top end of the ground, correction. It was Wahid Arman who picked up a couple of wickets at the top. And this is Lamba, Abhimanyu Lamba. So we apologize for the little bit of scoring mishap. Here is Lamba. And the ball outside the off stump allows the batter to see it through. Strong team put together here by Clarion Eagles. And coupled with the fact they've already tasted win. Yesterday was another commanding day. And here they are, they're really pressing for their second win of the tournament. Lamba. Ball turned into the onside here from Shashwat Kohli. And he scampers for an easy single. So brings Chetnini back on strike. Saw yesterday Chetnini didn't get a lot of runs, but he's stuck around for long enough. He got 16 yesterday. Oh, that's a lovely shot. A little bit of dew on the ground, so it's not going to be very quick, but quick enough for it to go to the fence. And so 4 runs is a signal from the umpire. Yeah, good looking shot here from Shreyas Chetnini. Yeah, playing a miss. It's a very hot and humid conditions here at Prairie View in Texas. Seattle Thunderbolts will badly need a win to keep their hopes alive in this tournament. And a win here for Clarion Eagles will certainly put them very close to a playoff shot, but teams will play 4 games each. So worked into the onside, could get a couple of runs here, Chetnini. In fact, they'll settle for 1. That will complete over number 2. So 2 gone is 2 for 12. So Wahid Arman, 2 for 4. Punched over the infield and gone away for another boundary. Shashwat Kohli. And that's a lovely shot, ball hanging outside the off stump. And up and over the offside. And that has gone away for a boundary. So 4 runs to Chetnini. And that's a lovely shot over the offside, gone away for 4. Wahid Arman picked up a couple of wickets in the first over. Playing a miss this time, ball going through to Pranav Chetapaliyam. Yeah, punched into the offside. Easy single here for Chetnini. Shreyas Chetnini, Shashwat Kohli out in the middle. Wahid Arman. Saw him picking up a couple of wickets. Got a wicket of Rahul Jariwala. Caught in the covers, and then he got Chaitanya Bishnoi. Oh, that's a lovely shot from Kohli, and look at that, goes away for 4. So 4 more runs off the bat of Shashwat Kohli. And that is taking the score up to 21 for 2. Lovely shot from Shashwat, just driving the ball through the offside. Lovely flow of the bat, swing of the bat. And that has gone away for another boundary. So they're beginning to effect a fight back, having been rocked by a couple of wickets from Wahid Arman. Flicked away, a couple of runs on tap here. In fact, fielder comes in from the deep, so a couple of runs here. Good looking shot again. Partnership beginning to build here. 23 for the loss of 2. We saw a couple of wickets fall in the first over. We're beginning to see a partnership developing here. And so far it's 23 for the loss of 2. This over's gone pretty expensive for Wahid Arman. Punched into the offside. That will close out over number 3. So 3 gone. Thunderbolts haven't been sent in. They're batting at 24 for 2. So welcome back, 24 for 2 at the end of 3. Harmeet Singh Badan comes into the attack, and in comes my co-commentator, Mustafa. Good morning, Mustafa.
Good morning, Lenny. Good morning, viewers. Second day of Houston Open. Beautiful weather. Lots of cricket on the cards. Day 2, we are at Pv6. Game between Seattle Thunderbolts and Clarion County Eagles. You can see Thunderbolts 20 for 2. Trouble early on as Harmeet Singh marking his run-up. Spin coming in early in the power play, and Harmeet Singh is a very experienced bowler, known to bowl in the power play. This one short but pulled straight to the fielder in the deep. Shreyas on 7 of 6 delivery. Shashwat Kohli 17 of 10. 24 for 2. 2 wickets down as Harmeet making some adjustments to the field. A very fine bowler, Harmeet Singh. Very difficult customer to tackle as he comes in. Again, really good delivery. Just taps it towards the mid-off fielder. That good piece of running by the 2 batters. It was inside the circle, but both the batters agreed to call that single. flighted delivery, edged. A short third man going after that delivery, and that's going to go for a boundary. Again, that's a really good delivery. Took some turn and bounce, and Shashwat was trying to drive that ball towards the offside, took a leading edge and beats the short third man fielder. So that's what Harmeet brings in the power play. He can spin the ball, gets extra bounce. Look at the flight, look at the drift. Nowhere near the ball as Shashwat was trying to hit, standing without any feet movement, and took the edge. And Lenny, a slip for the bowler of likes of Harmeet would be very beneficial since he turns the ball a lot. Harmeet comes in, slightly quicker, straight to the point fielder. Chance for a run out, but misdirected throw there from the fielder, so batsman scamper for a single.
Yeah, I've always felt, Mustafa, you could always find somebody to put a slip, even in T20 games, especially in the power play. And so many times we've seen spread field, and we're still in that power play session. Find a fielder, put him there. How many times we've seen ball go through the slip area?
And that's reverse swept, and that swept well over the point fielder, straight to the boundary. So that was some good piece of hitting there by the batsman. Reverse sweeping Harmeet is not an easy task, but the batsman did it very convincingly and got the result.
Yeah, we've seen a partnership here between the pair out in the middle. Bearing in mind, they were batting at 2 down for just 1 run on the board. We saw a double strike from Wahid Arman, given the new ball today. And look at the recovery. They have posted 33 runs. It's 34 for 2. And so you've got to give praise to Shreyas and Shashwat. They've come here, they've repaired, but they've got a long way to go, Mustafa.
Harmeet will continue, see what he comes back with. Like we said, very experienced campaigner. Yeah, this one was quicker. Tried to sweep that delivery, didn't get hold of it, but trickles down to short fine leg. The batsman run through for a single. And that's the end of the 4th over. Seattle Thunderbolts 35 for 2. Change from both ends. The new bowler comes in. It's a good delivery off the pad. Goes to the keeper, but the batsman cross. Umpire signaling a leg by. So 1 run added to the total. And we're still in the power play. It's just the 5th over. Seattle Thunderbolts recovering and recovering well after losing 2 early wickets.
Yeah, we saw Wahid Arman. Arful Haq has been given a ball. He's played national cricket for Bangladesh.
Arful Haq, a very smooth action, hits it up on the towards the deep mid-wicket fielder. Would they come back for the second? No. An excellent piece of fielding there by the fielder in the deep, and a good throw back. Batsman decided against the second run. And Lenny, speaking of the left arm spin, we saw yesterday Ali Sheikh and Karthik doing a lot of damage. So we know that this pitch kind of assists the spinners, and left arm spinners, especially yesterday for Space City Cowboys, did a lot of damage. This Ariful will continue. That short, slower delivery, couldn't get hold of it, pulls it straight to the fielder there. Deep.
Yeah, you talked about these leg spinner. And certainly in limited overs cricket, they're so prominent, and there's a reason for that, because batters tend to be hitting towards cow corner or on the onside when they go for those big swings.
This one is hit up in the air, and that's going to clear for the maximum. Really good looking shot in the slot. Takes it to the cow corner, clears the boundary.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot from Shashwat Kohli. You've got to praise these shots, Mustafa. These batsmen came out when they were batting at 2 down for the loss of just 1 run on the board. And they've made a good recovery, a 43-run partnership, and he's free to play those big shots. That's a lovely strike from Shashwat Kohli.
That's a really good hit. In the slot, just hits it over cow corner. No chance for the fielder there. Clears the boundary by a mile, so good hit there. And I stand corrected, this is a T12, not a 20, so we are not in the power play. But again, as you see in the action replay, it was right in there. The offering was good, and Shashwat took it. Thank you very much. Gives me confidence and gives my team 6 runs.
Yeah, the batsmen still come out and play with a bit of freedom.
This is appeal for a catch behind. And the umpire didn't think it nicked any part of the bat.
Yeah, ball going down the leg side. The umpires are Mr. Fredericks and James. Take a look at this one, sliding down the leg side. Would have been called a wide had it not touched anything, but I can't fault the fielders. That's a good shout. You never know.
I must have brushed the thigh pad as Arifel. This one is a low full toss and driven straight to the mid-wicket fielder for a single. A bit of fumble there, but single was always there. So that's the end of the first over by Arifel. 9 runs, and that's the action replay for that catch behind appeal. Going down the leg, batter going down on one knee, tried to hit it an in-between ramp and a sweep shot. Trickles the thigh pad straight to the keeper. Not out, says the umpire. Good decision there.
So we talked about tale of 2 story as Mohamed Mohsin has been given the ball. He's been really good yesterday. But we're talking about 2 tales here, Mustafa. One team, Clarion Eagles. We talked about how powerful the lineup is when you look on paper. And they won their opening game yesterday. Seattle Thunderbolts lost their opening game. And we talked about when you're in these small groups of 5, you play 4 games, you've got to get your act together. And essentially means a loss here for Seattle Thunderbolts could put them on the back foot.
Mohsin will continue his quick single there towards the fielder in the cover. Mohammad Mohsin, what an inspiring story. Was in Pakistan just a few years back, played a year or 2 in PSL, didn't come in the reckoning for any of the teams, came here to Houston and played the Houston Open a few years ago with Knight Riders United and won that tournament. As he comes in, it's a good delivery, quicker on the off, just batsman tries to cut it to the keeper. Came here to United States and there's no turning back. He's been playing some good cricket and recently was part of the US team which played the World Cup. He comes in, again good flighted delivery, driven straight to the long off fielder for a single.
Yeah, Mustafa, one of the things about the associate countries is giving these players a second innings of their career. How many players have left their homeland? You look like Corey Anderson, you look like Liam Plunkett. Another opportunity for them to play what I call the second innings.
This one is cut firmly straight to the fielder. And absolutely right, Lenny. For some of these players, they found a new home where they can continue their passion and perhaps make a living with what they do. And some of these are really fine cricketers, but luck and turn of the events didn't get a chance to play for their home teams. Find a new home as Mohsin continues, and that's a quick single. Really good understanding between these 2 batters, and anything tapped inside the 30 is a single, and that takes a lot of practice and a lot of work.
Yeah, you look at the scorecard, you're approaching a half century, is 49. Bearing in mind, they came together when there was only 1 run on the board, so this could be a big partnership. The 50 comes up. The 50 comes up, Mustafa, and that's a 49-run partnership. Good batting.
Really good batting. It's 6 overs, 50 for 2. So another bowling change. Sanjay Krishnamurthy comes into the attack. RFL just one solitary over for 9 runs. And a lot of changes, especially with the captain of Clarion County Eagles. When you have so many bowlers available at your disposal, you can take a lot of chances. And this one is hit. Couldn't get hold of it. Inner edge, straight to the fine leg fielder for a single.
Yeah, when you look at the bowling attack and such a strong batting one, but let's talk about the bowling. You've got Harmeet Singh, you've got Mohammad Mohsin, and now Sanjay Krishnamurthy. All have played at the U.S. national level.
This one is short, and that's pulled. It's back fielder trying to get under it, but it's going to clear him, and that's a maximum.
Yeah, pulled down here from Sanjay Krishnamurthy. And I talked and I love the approach here by both batters. Look at this one from Chetnini. He hits the ball hard, and that's a ball waiting to be hit. And these are fair-sized ground, and look at that. Clears it by some yards. And I love the freedom that these batters have come out and play.
This one is quicker on the off, a wide. It's a nothing delivery, Lenny. Just a half tracker on the leg side. It's a gift, and the batsman just eases it past, elevates it, and hits it over top of square leg as Sanjay comes in. A better delivery. Again, good line and length, flighted. Tries to drive that ball. Really batting, a big batting powerhouse this Clarion County Eagles is. Scored 220 odd runs yesterday's game. He comes in. This one again. Hits it over the extra cover long offside, and the fielder after it, and no luck there, another boundary. So Sanjay Krishnamurthy taking a beating.
Yeah, 12 runs in the over so far, and Shreyas continued to bat well. It's a 61-run partnership, and look at that. He waits for the spin of the ball and bang into the offside. He backs himself to play towards the offside where there's no one, and he picks up another boundary. This is good batting from Chetnini and certainly Shashwat Kohli.
And looking at those two deliveries and the shots, kudos to the groundsman. This is a very good pitch. Holding the bounce and the pace, and the batsmen are offers assistance to both batters and the bowlers as Sanjay comes in. This is a quicker one again. Not a wide. The batter was trying to see if it would be called a wide, but a rare dot ball in this over by Sanjay.
Yeah, this over's gone for 12 so far. Final ball.
This one again, driven straight to the mid-wicket fielder. They wanted 2, but good piece of fielding there in the deep, and that's the end of the first over. An expensive one, 13 runs of the over, 63 for 2. So good recovery here by Seattle Thunderbolts. 63 for 2 after that twin killing by Waheed Arman up at the top. As Mohsin will continue, had a really good over. And this one is edged. And it's going to be the simplest catch. Straight to short third man. And that's what Mohsin can do. He can stop the runs, and he can take wickets.
Yeah, the big partnership of 62 comes to an end. Mohammad Mohsin, we saw him yesterday, Mustafa, 3 for 17 against the Americans. And look at that, very soft dismissal. And easy as you like. Easy catch here for Abhimanyu Lamba. And the third wicket falls, 63 for 3. That big partnership comes to an end. And it's courtesy of Mohammad Mohsin.
That was a really good partnership, Lenny, especially coming at none for 2. And scoring 63 runs, and that also at a very good clip. But Mohsin, experienced, skill on display. That was a really good delivery. Took the turn, tried to hit against the turn over cow corner. Took the leading edge and straight to the short third man fielder who didn't have to move and took the catch. So third wicket down, 63 for 3. very difficult for a new batter to come in and face Mohammad Mohsin, who always likes to take wickets. He loves to take wickets. Mohsin will come in. Again, good delivery, flighted, rocks on the back foot, hits it towards the long on for a single.
Yeah, Soptai comes to the middle, or is that Sohum Aurora?
Mohsin will come in. This one again didn't quite get hold of the shot, drives it to long on for a single. So Shashwat's still out there. He scored 34 out of the 64 runs, 20 deliveries. And Mohsin continue. Again, that's a really good delivery, not giving a lot of room, just taps it towards the square leg area, and the fine leg fielder runs it. Just a single. Mohsin doing what he does best, not giving any boundaries and taking wickets. And that's what a captain likes. It's a delight to have a player like Mohammad Mohsin. Knows exactly where to bowl, what line and length to bowl, where to have his fielders. A very skillful cricketer as he continues. And this one again, a very good delivery. Not much a batter can do, just drives it toward mid-wicket region and strolls for a single. Proving to be very economical, just like yesterday. Just the 9 runs and a wicket, breaking that partnership. Last delivery of his second over coming up, 67 for 3 Thunderbolts. Mohsin will continue. Again, what a delivery. Quicker one, took the turn, and the batsman didn't have any clue and goes to the keeper. So that's the end of another very good over by Mohsin, and a wicket and just singles and a dot ball. 9 runs of his 2 overs, 67 for 3 Thunderbolts. Looking at that action replay, Lenny, that ball turned a lot. So this pitch offers a lot of assistance to spinners.
Yeah, we've seen a very strong, potent bowling attack sported by the Eagles, and we still haven't seen Jesse Singh yet. So there's so much to ask from this team. So such a powerful team put together, and I talked about Clarion Eagles in the last 5 or 6 years have gone around the country, and not only at the U.S. Open, not only at the Houston Open.
And this one is pulled. Will this be taken? No. The batsman tried to time his jump, but over the top. So a rare poor delivery by Harmeet Singh, who just had change of ends, and resulting in the maximum. So really good shot there by Shashwat.
Yeah, Shashwat Kohli has been there for some time, and look at that. And one of the things, Mustafa, you notice that the batters are inclined to play with the turn, allow the ball to really bounce, go deep in their crease, and get those elevated shots.
So Harmeet will continue, and this one hits it towards deep extra cover, just a single there. So Shashwat understanding the situation and playing according to the bowling, as Harmeet is not a big turner of the ball, but then he can bowl a lot of arm balls. He gives a lot of variations. Also a very economical bowler, but you have to be a very crafty batsman to navigate with Harmeet's bowling. And this one is hit up in the air. Will the fielder gets to it? Didn't carry, just one bounce for a single.
Yeah, on these tracks, some of these tracks, and I'm not calling this pitch a very slow pitch, but the batters are using that 4 feet between the stumps and the popping crease to really make that adjustment, and that is why you see all these shots off the back foot hitting into the onside.
Again, this one good delivery outside the off stump, called a wide. And one of the things that I find unique about Harmeet is the one left-arm spinner who always likes to bowl around the wicket. And this one is driven straight to the long off fielder for a single.
Yeah, Shashwat Kohli is playing a good hand. This over's gone for 10, courtesy of the big six that we saw earlier on. And this is good. Remember, folks, this is a 12-over game, so every opportunity to score with just 20 balls remaining. Time is running out.
This one flighted, hit straight to the fielder in the deep, and that's the out. That's the end of the innings, and tried to clear that fielder, was on a flatter trajectory, didn't get the elevation, straight to the fielder, took a really good catch in the deep.
Yeah, that is Sanjay Krishnamurti. Didn't have to move an inch. Look at this, straight into his hands. And he's a very good catcher, very safe pair of hands, Sanjay Krishnamurti. Such a versatile cricketer. And he pouches this one with all the ease in the world. Another wicket goes down. So tie is gone. And they're 77 for 4 with 19 balls remaining.
So Harmeet amongst the wickets. That was slightly expensive, over 10 runs of the first 5 deliveries, including a wide, but then a breakthrough here. A 77 for 4 as the new batsman come in. Shashwat still there at 44.
So Rishi Ramesh comes to the middle. Didn't get much yesterday. Got just a couple of runs. And so Mustafa, today's redemption for him.
As Harmeet comes in, and this one a good delivery. Just taps it toward cover run for a single. He needs to get on with that resumption really quick. Just a few balls to go.
Yeah, when you look at this 12-over game, Mustafa with a powerful put together Clarion Eagles. We talked about how strong their batting is. And whether or not it sounds too ambitious, but you've got to post something in the vicinity of 120 to really give yourself a fighting chance against this strong team. They're batting at 78 for 4 with 18 balls remaining. Somehow, they've got to find those runs to get up to maybe 115, 120 to give themselves a good chance in this game.
I couldn't agree with you more. Really big batting power as Mohsin will go bowl his last over again. Quicker delivery, just taps to the offside for a single. And the batting prowess that they possess with the likes of Mukhtar up front, Saif Badr, Shubham. I mean, what a fine batter he is, and we saw it in the World Cup too. Very good batter as Mohsin will continue. This one on the shorter side and hits it cleanly. Clears the rope for a maximum.
Yeah, this is good batting from Shashwat Kohli. And he goes up to 50. That's a fine half century from Shashwat Kohli off this ball. Take a look. And I talked about the batters are making inches in their crease. And they're playing with the bunks, and that's lovely executed from Shashwat Kohli. 50 for him, another half century in the tournament.
Yeah, he read the bounce really well. He just gave himself room, waited for the turn, waited for the bounce, and just elevates it over long off. Really good batting there by Shashwat. And that's the way you have to play the likes of Mohsin, is not do anything extraordinary. Just play the ball. And again, this one hit towards the long square leg area just for a single. Just for a second, they wanted to think about 2.
So they've got 15 balls remaining. They're batting at 86. A run a ball will give them just over 100. They've got to find ways to get that 15, 20 more runs, Mustafa.
Mohsin will continue. Quicker delivery again on the onside. Just a single. They have to find the boundary rope. They have to hit a few lusty blows if they want to get to that total of 120, 125, knowing that Clarion County Eagles possesses a lot of firepower.
Yeah, they've got 5 international players on the lineup: Sanjay Krishnamurti, Ranjane, Mohammed Mohsin, Harmeet Singh, and Jesse Singh. And I don't think Jesse Singh is playing today, and that's the strength of this team, that they can rest Jesse Singh, manage his workload, because they know in another few days he might be needed.
Mohsin comes in, flighted and swept, and it let's be taken. No! A valiant dive there by the fielder, but that was a difficult chance, and tried to take that ball, but misses him completely, and that's a boundary. So 2 boundaries already in this over.
Yeah,
a maximum and a 4.
This is good. 13 off this over. This is the kind of over Seattle Thunderbolts need. And they're being spearheaded here by Shashwat Kohli. He's really batted well. We talk about another half century in the tournament. And we also talk how they are the underdogs coming into this game because they have lost their opening game and they cannot afford to lose 2 in 2.
Mosul will finish his spell with this ball and flighted and hit. But straight to the fielder for a single, and that's the end of Mohsin's over and his spell. 23 runs and 3 with a wicket. End of 10, 92 for 4 Thunderbolts. His bowling change, Harmeet has been taken off. And Lamba is going to come in, pacer, as he comes in. First ball, a big wide, starts off with a wide, so good for Seattle Thunderbolts.
Yeah, we've seen Abhimanyu Lamba along with Jesse Singh and Wahid Arman. The men with a new ball are the men who probably bowls medium to fast. As in the case of Jesse Singh, he's quite a bit more than medium. But they have served them well, and then you throw the ball to 2 left-arm spinner, 1 leg spinner in form of Mohsin Mohamed. And you already have a very, very strong bowling attack. Here is Lamba.
Switched his end coming around the wicket now, and that's short and pulls it towards the deep 5-leg fielder. Harmeet Singh stops that ball. Bit of a fumble there, but just a single. And looking at that first delivery, Lenny, that was a huge wide and very close to being a no ball, and that probably prompted him to come around the wicket.
Yeah, the bowlers have all their skills and their skill set all figured out.
Lamba comes in. That's a really good delivery. And looking at the angle that Lamba is providing, there's a big gap there. If you can beat the fielder inside the circle at short cover, look at the gap that is between long off and cover. I mean, there's a big field out there, big open gap. All you need to do is with the angle, place that ball in that gap for a certain boundary. And that's what probably Rishi is eyeing as Lamba coming in round the wicket and tried to hit that ram shot, but didn't get hold of it as the bowler runs it, collects his own fielding. The batter come back for the second.
Yeah, they've got 9 balls. We've seen 3 in this over so far. Over's gone for 4. We've seen a wide, we've seen a single, we've seen a 2. And the big thing here is, what does Seattle Thunderbolts do with the remaining 9 balls? 3 from this end, and then of course we could see the other one will have to be completed here. Whether or not they'll give Harmeet Singh, we'll have to wait and see. But they've got 9 balls to make an impression here.
So Lamba comes in. Again, that's a wide, so he's trying to angle that ball in to get the batsman to play a false shot against the angle. He's got the fielders in the deep, marshalling the boundaries on the onside, but a good leave by the batter. And with 6 wickets in hand, Lenny, that's only one way to play these 9 balls, is to hit out.
Yeah, we've seen a plan here from Abhimanyu Lamba is to bowl full and wide. And let's see, a couple of wides in the over for him doing that.
This one is hit, but again, not getting to the boundary, just a single there.
I think this single might be a very good one here because Shashwat Kohli comes back into strike. He's been the man who's carried the fight with a half century already, and he's going to be the man you've got to give the strike to. He's got to do the heavy lifting here.
And if more balls can be played by Shashwat out of these 8 deliveries, better for Thunderbolts as Lamba will come in. Again, that's going to be very close to the wide line, but this time not a wide, so a good delivery there. And that's exactly what Lamba is trying to do, is create that angle as he decided to bowl round the wicket, take it away from the batter.
Yeah, he's really putting them in a different mindset that I'm going to come full and wide, not give anything on the onside. At this juncture of game, batsmen are looking for swing, and they swing into onside.
This one is pulled, and that's going to go all the way. A maximum for the batter, and that's what Shashwat can do. A very well set batter playing on 57, and that's what the Thunderbolts need.
So the 100 comes up with a huge 6 from Shashwat Kohli, and that's what we were talking about. You stay outside off, you might be better off. And now the next over will start with Rishi Ramesh on strike, 104 for 4.
And there we have our answer, Lenny. Harmeet's getting the ball for the last over, like you predicted.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't normally see in a 12-over game your spinner bowling the final over, but Harmeet Singh has been so good, 1 for 21, in fact 1 for 22 in this match, but they have trusted him with the ball. Rishi Ramesh will be on strike. How quick he gets off strike to allow Shashwat Kohli to do the striking again. It's 104 for 4, and we talked about that 120. Can they get 16 in this over?
They certainly can. They need to start right now, right at this moment. The first delivery, reverse swept. And I'm not sure why Rishi tried to do that, but nevertheless got Shashwat on strike, a leg by signaled.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how they come, Mustafa. The aim is to get Shashwat down to 22 yards and leave it all up to him. This is going to be a good contest.
Certainly will be, as Harmeet come in. A quicker delivery, and that's going to evade the keeper and go all the way. An umpire signaling a boundary there.
Well, he initially signaled a wide, umpire Myron James, but he has now cancelled that and says it came off the bat. It's 109, and that's good here for Shashwat Kohli. We'll take a look.
Yeah, that did come off the bat, certainly, so wisely umpire disregarded the wide call, but that's a 4. So adjusted the fielder on the fine leg, came more fine right behind the keeper, almost a leg slip. At this one is hit, and the fielder trying to get underneath it, and yes, that's the dismissal.
Yeah, whatever as a batsman you'd never do is to don't hit the ball in the region of Sanjay Krishnamurti. He's such a safe catcher, and he has taken 3 catches in this game so far, trying to break free of Shashwat Kohli, and his innings comes to an end here. It's 109 for 5, still 3 balls remaining, Mustafa.
A really good piece of fielding there by Sanjay Krishnamurti. If it's anywhere near Sanjay Krishnamurti, if he can get it, he will get it, rest assured. And that's an important wicket down as Shashwat departs. But what a fine inning there by Shashwat. I mean, he put the innings together when Seattle was in doldrums, lost 2 early wickets, came in, built a partnership, scored some runs, scored a magnificent 50 back in the hut. At Thunderbolts, 109 for 5, 3 more deliveries to go as Harmeet comes in. This one is hit, and hit handsomely.
Yeah, Soham Arora comes in, and that's what is needed. With 2 balls remaining, you've got to find the fences. They have got wickets in hand, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be hitting for the fences here, Mustafa.
And that's a very straight drive and a good drive, resulting in 4 runs. And Harmeet, that's short and hits it straight to the fielder, and the cover shy at the non-striker's end. Was that a run out? It's a good throw. Harmeet collected and took the bails off, but batsman safely home.
So this over's gone for 10 We've got one ball coming up. If this ball goes for 6, then probably it fulfills what we've been projected as a decent score in a 12-over game against Clarion Eagles.
And I hope, Lenny, you're right, because you've been wanting that 120, so it's still a possibility, but it's in the hands of Rishi. And he comes down the track and called a wide, but it's also out. Stumped. Harmeet, recognizing that the batter is itching to come out of the crease, bowled wide of the batter and misses the batter, but the keeper collected it and took the bails off. So a wicket for Harmeet, but an extra run conceded.
Yeah, it's one of these things, Mustafa. Take a look at that. A lot of turn on the ball. Rishi Ramesh having to stretch a long way, and in the end, he stumped off a wide ball. They get a run for it. They have lost a wicket in the process. And the only way this is interesting is that when sometimes there's a tie game and a wicket falls, but a wide is bowled, you win the game, you've lost a wicket, but you won't mind.
So Harmeet will come in and wrap up this innings with his last delivery. Comes in, and this one again. What is that? That's an appeal and given. So that's out. So Harmeet getting another wicket there. Slightly late raising of the finger by the umpire. So you can see on the action replay, the batsman coming a long way across and faint edge straight to the keeper. Catch behind. And an appeal by both the keeper and Harmeet. As umpire was trying to wrap this inning up, he also decided to raise his finger, and that's out. So that's the end of the innings for Seattle Thunderbolts, 115 for 6. So Harmeet getting, here's the scorecard for Seattle Thunderbolts. Nothing too much to talk about up the order. Rahul Jariwala and Chaitanya Bishnoi going out without scoring any runs, and Waheed Arman took those 2 wickets. And then the partnership between Shreyas and Shashwat Kohli. Shashwat scoring a fine 67 of 30. 4 deliveries with 6 fours and 4 maximums, and that's the partnership that gave some respectability to the total score. And then Shoaib Thai with 3 and 6. So really, Shashwat Kohli held the innings together and took the total to 115 for 6. Bowling from Clarion Eagles, a lot of bowlers used. Waheed Arman, 2 for 17 of his 2 overs. Abhimanyu Singh, 18 runs of 2 overs. Harmeet Singh, 3 overs, 3 wickets, 33 runs. And Mohsin, look at the economy, 3 overs, 23 runs and a wicket. And Sanjay Krishnamurthy, just a solid 3 over for 13 runs. 115 for 6, and we'll be right back with the chase. Welcome back, viewers. We're back with the chase. Clarion County Eagles playing against the Seattle Thunderbolts, a reduced 12-over game. Seattle batting first, scoring 115, so 116 to win as the two batters getting ready. The bowler is marking his run-up. We've got the experienced Mukhtar Ahmed on the non-striker's end. And then Pranav is the left-handed batter taking strike. So Lenny, this is going to be an interesting chase, even though 115 against this firepower of batting for Clarion doesn't look like a lot, but you never know. Quick early wickets and a few economical overs can put some pressure on this team.
Yeah, they've thrown the ball to Ayan Desai, and he will have to come up with a plan here to get Pranav quite early. Pranav, we saw yesterday get a half century, and he's such a fluent player. Attacking mind, and he's going to come out here guns blazing. We talked about probably another 15 or 20 runs. Might have been very good.
And Desai comes in. This is a good delivery. Just taps it towards the short third man area. So good start here.
Yeah, and the other thing, we didn't see a lot of runs from Mukhtar Ahmed yesterday. He got only 16, but he has played at the international level representing Pakistan. And he, on his day, is a very destructive player himself. So their work is cut out, led by certainly Ayan Desai, who's been given the ball, to see how well they can go in this first 4 overs.
Ayan Desai comes in, left arm pacer. That's again a very good delivery, but this time, quick single there, just taps it on the offside and run. And you're so right, Lenny, about Mukhtar, and been watching him bat a few tournaments in the past year. He always looks very comfortable, gets a good start, hits a couple of boundaries, but cannot continue and carry on. Scores in teens, 16s, and 20s. So he needs a big inning.
Yeah, when you look at number 3, 4, and 5, what could come? But just only look at the pair out in the middle. There's still Gomel got a 50 yesterday. Saif Badar, Sanjay Krishnamurti, and Shubham Ranjani. How do you get past those 6 batters? And then there's still others to come. Mohammad Mohsin, Jesse Singh, Harmeet Singh. My goodness.
That comes in again, a very good delivery. Good pacey delivery. Just taps it on the onside for a single. And Lenny, when you were running down those names, I felt like you were talking about the USA squad touring Nepal next month.
Well, I tell you what, Mustafa, I made the point that there's 5 international players on this lineup.
Each of these players from Clarion County Eagles worthy of a spot in the USA side. A very, very strong side, packed with all kinds of skills, batting, bowling, fielding. And here's Ayan Desai. And again, that's on the onside and very wide with the keeper. Call the wide and welcome runs, free runs. 5 runs here. So that's not what Seattle Thunderbolt needs with a small total to defend. Again, airing on the onside, and no way a keeper could collect, as you see on the replay. Swinging away and full length dive, but the keeper evades the keeper for a boundary.
Yeah, gone away to the right of Jariwala. And as good as Jariwala is, couldn't get across. That's 5 wides.
Desai comes in. Again on the onside, again a wide. So bold, good deliveries, first 2 up and then 2 wides.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times, Mustafa. A lot of bowlers, they find it hard to adjust to the left and right. Probably to a right-hander. That might have been a very good delivery, but how many times at every level of the game, bowlers find it hard to make that adjustment.
And he's getting the pace, he's getting the swing. He just needs to adjust his line. In this one, that's the ball he needs to bowl on the offside. And Pranav was trying to cut that delivery, but was a little bit late on his shot and threw to the keeper.
Yeah, just coming back to this powerful Clarion Eagles, we talked about the senior players, Shubham Ranjani, international, Jesse Singh, international. Ariful Haq has played for Bangladesh at the international level. Let's see, Sanjay Krishnamurti is up there, Harmeet Singh is up there, Mohammad Mohsin is up there. Mukhtar Ahmed has played international cricket, and Pranav has played for the US under 19.
And this one is hit up, clears the fielder on the mid-on, and the fielder after it, and that's going to go to the boundary, and that's a maximum. A really good shot, really a good pickup shot there. Offered in the slot, and for a batter like Pranav, all he needed to do is just hits it through the line with the swing, clears the fielder, and that's what the Clarion World 11 Eagles can do for you.
Yeah, like the tag on that World 11 certainly is, and we'll have to wait and see if they win here today. It'll be 2 wins for them. They'll join Space City Cowboys with a couple of wins, led by Ali Khan, Space City.
Ayan Desai comes in, better delivery this time, just hits it towards the vacant mid-wicket area where the mid-on fielder scampers and still get a single. So very expensive over first up by Ayan Desai, 15 runs given. Clarion County Eagles 15 without loss.
So Soptai has been given the ball with 15 off the first over from Ayan Desai. And that's the reason we were talking about get 10, 11, 12 and over. So as in this case, you've given up 15. It may not hurt you so bad, but their asking rate is just over 9, Mustafa. Mukhtar Ahmed and Pranav Chattapaliyam out in the middle. As in the case of Pranav, we saw him get a half century yesterday, and he's such a destructive player.
As new bowler comes in and just taps it towards the onside. Lots of gaps on the field for singles. A lot of singles on the offer as Pranav just taps it on the onside and takes a single, bringing Mukhtar on strike. And again, a very fine batsman, Mukhtar, another danger man. If he can get going, he's going to score runs in bunches.
Yeah, the fact also we talked about their international and certainly national representations, but there's something called Major League, and all these players are part of those games now.
As Shoaib comes in, tries to late cut that delivery straight to the point fielder, but easy single there. As Mukhtar, as you mentioned, plays for Washington Freedom. He's been playing since year 1, and he's played with the likes of Steve Smith and all the Aussie presence there, sharing the same dressing room. A big learning experience for Mukhtar.
So 17 on the board, you can see that. Seen an over from Soptai. It has only gone for a couple of runs. The attacking Pranav Chattapaliyam comes in to strike, and this is going to be interesting.
Comes in, and this one again, good delivery. Not giving the flexibility to free up his arms and hit that big shot, but Pranav is a very smart batter. He can take the single and bring Mukhtar back on strike, and especially with the righty-lefty combination, it messes up with your bowling lines and the field adjustments, as Shoaib will continue to the right-handed Mukhtar. And this one hit over the top and clears for the maximum.
Yeah, Mukhtar Ahmed didn't get a lot yesterday, and that's the danger part while you're concentrating so much on Pranav, and see how you can get him out. Look at this one from Mukhtar Ahmed. Yeah, off the outer portion of the bat. It's the power play session still in effect, and that has gone away for a maximum.
And he's not going to leave those kind of deliveries. Offered in the slot, and with power play in place, hits it over the top, breaking the shackles. So Mukhtar getting in the act. 8 of 3 deliveries, 24 without loss, and Clarion County Eagles want to finish this soon. As Shoaib Thai is going to continue. And this one again tried to sweep it on the onside, didn't get hold of it.
Yeah, 24 on the board so far. They're going at 13 and over.
Shoaib Thai will continue. Let's see what he can bring. And Mukhtar this time cuts it towards point. Wanted that single, but sent back by Pranav. So adjusting his line there, Shoaib, as he knows anything in the slot, Mukhtar is going to take the task. So end of the over, 9 runs of the first over for Shoaib Thai. And Clarion County Eagles, 24 without loss.
So 12 and over. Clarion Eagles, they've taken out the St. Louis Americans yesterday. They're taking on Seattle Thunderbolts now. And they'll still have a big date with the Space City Cowboys. That's going to be an interesting one when it comes up. And then they've got future caps in their sight. So after this game, they'll have 2 more games to go.
Continues. This is again on the onside. So Ayan Desai still not getting his line straight. Bowled a couple of wides, one resulting in a boundary, and again second over starts off with a wide.
Yeah, we saw 6 wides in his first over. One of them with 1 delivery went for 5 wides, and then we saw another one in the over. And so essentially he's bowled 7 wides, or wides totaling 7 so far.
Ayan comes in, and this one hits it high up on the tie pad. Wanted a single, bit of hesitation, but got the single. And Lenny, look at it, Pranav. He looks like a very good compact batsman. Good stance, holds the bat high up, and doesn't try to force his shots. He plays it, especially the 6 he hit in the last over. That was a really good pickup shot. That kind of shows the quality of the batting that Pranav presents.
Yeah, out of 2 young batters that is very good in T20 cricket, likes to play shots, and we've seen them right on this pitch. I'll tell you who they are.
And this one is hit on the onside, slightly uppish, straight to the fielder just for single. And Lenny, I will take the second guess after you give me the first one.
Well, we're seeing one here, so you go.
I think you were trying to get to Arya Kananta.
Absolutely right, Mustafa, without a doubt. And we've seen them right on this pitch. Pranav Chattopadhyay, Arya Kananta. It doesn't get better than that, folks.
Would be a treat to watch those two open the innings for a team. Righty-lefty combo. As Ayan Desai tries to break this righty-lefty combo, but I don't think that's going to happen. And Pranav, we just talked about it, how good of a batter he is. Anything presented on the up, pulls it straight over long on for another maximum.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. He's such a sweet timer of the ball. Pranav, look at this one. In the middle of the blade. And look at that, gone a long way. Any ground in the world, that would have gone for 6. He continues to bat impressively well. Half century yesterday, got a 55 along with Gomel. And he's given the Clarion Eagles a very good start. They're going at 14 runs and over. Can't stop this man.
Especially not with those kind of deliveries as Ayan comes in. And this one again, better line. And that's what the bowler needs to do. He needs to bring the batter out on the front foot as Pranav looks very comfortable on the back foot.
Yeah, we've seen, and that's the point I made in the innings. The batsmen have found a way on these tracks to really play late, wait, play deep in your crease, and those are the shots that you get a very good pickup. We've seen the 6 that he hit here was off the back foot, wait very late, and then be able to put the ball out across the ropes.
Ayan will come in again, shorter side, and this one is pulled and 2 fielders after it, but it's going to clear the boundary. Again, not a good line or the length, short, and easily pulls it. And with power play, with just 2 fielders outside the circle, you have to be immaculate with your line and length, and that's not what Ayan is doing. And another 4 for Clarion Eagles.
Yeah, I agree. Ayan is struggling here. Too much leg side balls. We've seen his fair share of wides. And not presenting good opportunities here for Pranav Chattopadhyay. He's giving him easy deliveries. And Chattopadhyay's certainly obliging.
And this one again, and straight to the fielder, and that's gone. One too many shots. This one was there to hit, but this time Pranav couldn't clear the fielder. Hits it uppishly, straight to the short mid-wicket fielder. And that's the first blood for Seattle Thunderbolts.
So Chattapalliam survives. In fact, the perishes. And look at that, straight into the hands of the fielder. Some bit of redemption here for Ayan Desai. How much will you give up to get the wicket of Pranav Chattapalliam? He's given up 14 in the over, but Mustafa, probably it's worth the wicket of Pranav.
It's definitely worth. Not a lot of runs to play with, to defend. Just 115 runs. So 37 already scored, mostly by Pranav, the run rate of 12.33, but getting the wicket, can they convert this 1 into 2? And that's what Seattle Thunderbolt needs to do. They need to take quick wickets to apply any sort of pressure on this Clarion County Eagles.
So Akash Gomel, another half centurion, comes to the middle. And Mukhtar Ahmed still out there. They need 78 from 54 balls. Asking rate has gone down to 8.6. And they're going over 12 runs and over.
There's change in bowling as Shoaib Thai is taken off after that 1 over. The left arm spinner comes in, and that'd be interesting because Mukhtar likes to play inside out shots, so he'll be looking for that offside hits. Nobody in the deep. We're still in the power play. This is a 12 over game, so 1 more over of power play.
Yeah, Bishnoi has been given the ball, very experienced campaigner. And he will have to try what he can do with the ball because the batting has not gone well. Wait until you hear what his scores are.
This one is cut in the gap, and that's going to go for 4. And that's what I was just talking a second ago. Mukhtar likes to play that shot on the offside, and any sort of width given, Mukhtar will capitalize on it, and that's what exactly he did, and hits it towards the point boundary for 4.
Yeah, it's one of those areas. If you're a captain, Mustafa, and you've got a left arm spinner, if there's one protection you probably want for him, is the man backward point. That's one of the poor deliveries from left arm spinner. Once they drag it down and it turns a little bit, it's giving you room.
Bishnoi will come in. Will he adjust the line this time? Better delivery, pulls it to short mid wicket. Talking about Bishnoi's batting, didn't open his account yesterday, didn't open his account today, so 2 ducks. Bishnoi would be very upset with his batting. Definitely a very good batter, but didn't score any. Let's see if he can do something with his bowling.
Yeah, Mustafa, and the other part of the story, got to first ball. Golden Ducks, they call them.
Golden Ducks it is, and yesterday's delivery that he got out of Ali Khan was an unbelievable delivery. It's a very quick swinging yorker, and nothing Bishnoi could do or any other batter could have done, and resulted in Ali Khan knocking his stumps down.
So Bishnoi has gone for 5. Akash Gomel comes to the middle, another player who got a half century yesterday.
This one hits it on the onside, and the fine leg fielder runs towards the square leg, and batsman cross for a single. So 1 boundary, 2 dot balls, and 2 singles. So 6 runs already off the over. Very difficult for spinners, Lenny, to bowl in power play with just 2 fielders outside the circle. They have to kind of bowl flatter and quicker. And this one, appeal. Kind of half-hearted appeal by the bowler. Probably on the leg side. Tried to sweep that delivery, Mukhtar, and ends with a dot. So 6 runs off the first over, 43 for 1, Clarion County Eagles. So end of 4 overs, 73 more runs to go, 8 more overs to go. Mind you, this is a 12-over game, and required run rate is 9.13. So Clarion doing well. Mukhtar still out there. Karshit, the new man in. It's the new bowler coming in. Another left-arm pacer. Krish Katre. Is a left-arm pacer. Slightly different action than Ayan. And hits it over the top, and that's going to go for a maximum. Offers up in the slot, and Akarshit Gomel, like Lenny mentioned, hit a half century yesterday, and he's not going to miss those kind of deliveries.
Yeah, they're on the verge of getting to that half-century mark. Gomel has picked up where he left off yesterday. Not a good-looking shot. Chris Katre comes into the attack here.
Slight hold-up as a piece of trash, a bag floating on the pitch. Again, a lot of breeze, a lot of wind, and the bag is still floating around. Nobody wants to touch it as it makes its way towards the boundary rope. As Krish will come in. And this one better line this time. Slightly shorter on the good length, and Akarshit wanted to repeat that shot, but this one was not in the slot, so misses it and through to the keeper.
Yeah, we've seen a very good campaign so far from the Clarion Eagles. And I made mention, Clarion Eagles, they spend their time as a unit that goes around the country, not only in Texas.
And this one again hit. Will that be taken? No. That's just one bounce, and I feel like the fielder wasn't ready, because that would hit handsomely and could have been taken a catch. Would have been a very good catch, but the fielder responded a bit late and couldn't get to the ball. One bounce for a single, and those are the kind of chances when you're defending a small total against a good batting lineup. You have to be really alert on the field and take those chances. And Mukhtar faces in this one. No chance for the fielder on this occasion. Everybody watching up, clearing, and nobody even wants to go fetch that ball. It's gone deep in the forest. And Mukhtar showing his power.
Yeah, certainly one of the biggest sixes we've seen here in 1.5 days of cricket, Mustafa. It might be a replacement ball for sure. And how many times we've seen when you've got to do ball hunting, Mustafa, you probably might find a white ball for probably another tournament.
That's exactly right, and that's the kind of batting that we've witnessed over the years in T20. Every batter has improvised and become a power hitter, and these players, they do now drills of power hitting, and especially hitting 50, 60, 100 balls on that length and try to hit it on the onside or the offside, depending on what area you are more inclined to hit. And that's exactly what Mukhtar can do. He's a pretty strong built lad. That was hit a long, long way. I'd be surprised, Lenny, if they can find that ball.
Yeah, it doesn't look promising, I tell you that. And I'm pretty sure that umpire Myron James and umpire Fredericks might be beckoning to the umpire's quarters to bring the box a ball. And they'll have to find a ball that's 4.5 overs old, or perhaps a new one, Mustafa. What's the rule as it relates to if you can't find a replacement ball that is about 4 overs old, you start with a new one?
Yeah, I think this is just a 5 over ball, just about 5 over ball. So they might find a newer ball and scuff it a little bit to make it use, or maybe just use the new ball.
Yeah, I think scuffing is not allowed anymore. They used to kind of rub it in the grass and try see if they could take some sheen, but I don't think they allow that anymore. So it's either a new ball, or if you're lucky, you might get a ball that is about that 5.
And even if it's a new ball, both teams won't mind it. The bowling side can get some bounce and swing, and for the batters, it'll come up nicely on the bat. So a decision has to be made quickly, as I see umpire now strolling towards that area to find that ball.
I've seen a lot of, we've seen a lot of 6s here. Haven't seen one as long as that. I would get on with the game, get a new replacement ball, and let's go, because that ball went a long way from Mukhtar.
That's right, and it's a big holdup in the game, a delay, as we have to play 3 games today. This is another makeup game from day one that we lost to the rain. So this is a 12-over game, and then we have 2 T20s coming up right after this game.
Yes, Mustafa, while there's a break in the action, want to remind our listeners, while you're watching these feed on YouTube via the MLC network, if numbers are your thing and you want to catch up on all the scores and the stats, you can go to Crick Center. Crick Center is the official scoring platform for this tournament. Crick Center, download the app and you'll be able to see all the games, the fixtures, the stats, follow your team with all the numbers, watch the YouTube videos, 2 games firing at the same time, both pitches. And so whichever team you want to follow, you can follow all the numbers on Crick Center. Download the app and it's all for free. 56 for 1.
We got a delay in the game, courtesy of a lost ball, with Mukhtar hitting that massive 6 in that foresty area with a lot of trees and dense grass, and I'm not sure why they're still trying to find that ball, as one Thunderbolt player emerges from the hill. He has a ball in his hand.
Yeah, the umpire will have to check if that's the official ball of this tournament. Maybe you have struck a ball there, Mustafa. Maybe they'll find one of those balls that you got lost.
I did definitely strike a ball there, but not from my bat, as I stood on that rope and just threw it with my hand. That's the only way I can clear that rope by that distance.
I remember years ago, when we used to play cricket in New York, we used to go up to Rhode Island, which is about 4 hours drive. We used to go play friendly games there. And there's a ground in Rhode Island years ago. I heard the dog passed away, but there used to be a German Shepherd owned by one of the locals there, and that dog was so alert with a cricket ball that every time he goes into the bush, he runs into the bush, fetches the ball out. After many years, we heard that the dog passed away. It was so sad.
It certainly is sad, as Mukhtar continues, and this time hits it towards the deep point fielder for a single. We are out of power play, and that's the end of the 5th over. A very expensive 2 maximums and 2 singles in between the 2 dot balls. So 14 runs conceded by Krish, 57 for 1 after 5.
So 57 for 1. Mukhtar Ahmed, the man on strike. Bishnoi will try again.
Better line there by Bishnoi, and just dot ball there. So Mukhtar is on strike, 21 of 14 deliveries. Akarshit 8 of 5. The only batsman out was Pranav, and he hit some lusty blows, 2 6s in his innings as Mukhtar. This one is on the shorter side, but you have coverage in the deep towards deep backward score leg for a single. Just 58 runs needed, Lenny, of 40 deliveries. Bishnoi is going to continue to bowl to Akarshit Gomel. This one is hit up in the air, barely crosses the 30-yard boundary, and the fielder after it stops it with his foot and brings it back. So comfortably back for 2.
Yeah, you're looking at the points table, and folks, we encourage you to go to Crick Center. You'll see all the points standing, but just in case, Space City is at the top of the table in Group B. These matches on these pitch so far, Mustafa, has all been Group B games. I think we are going to see a Group A game later on today, but for most part, we have done all the Group Bs.
This one is a quicker delivery and attacking the stump straight to the fielder, so not a lot of runs to play with as Chaitanya needs to adjust his line, and anything up in the slot, anything flighted, both these batters are very much capable of clearing the boundary. Bishnoi will continue. This one is hit. Quicker delivery on the onside, hits it towards the deep mid-wicket, crosses for a single.
Yeah, coming back to the points table, Mustafa. This is Group B. Space City Cowboys is at the top of the table with 2 wins yesterday. They're on 4 points. Clarion Eagles is on 2. And if Clarion Eagles wins this one, they'll join the Cowboys at the top.
And this one is hit up in the air, and nothing that the deep square leg fielder can do, and it's going to clear for a maximum.
Yeah, Clarion Eagles is inching their way to the second win. Mukhtar Ahmed. Look at that, a big swing into the onside, and he knows when he hits those balls, even if he mistimes or he mishits them, Mustafa is gone a long way, gone for 6.
And looking at the replay, Lenny, that certainly looked like a mishit as he was eyeing that cow corner, but he went through with the shot and moved his body and just hits it over square leg. Not the place he was intending to hit, but still got the same result. So that's the power Mukhtar possesses as he carried on with the shot. So not very easy to bowl to these two.
Yeah, he's another player you talked about earlier on who has made the United States their home. And a chance for him to continue his international career with another nation. We've seen a few players already done that. Nitish Kumar played for Canada, played for the United States. Corey Anderson for New Zealand and the United States.
Liam Plunkett played for the England team. And
Harmeet Singh played junior cricket for India. Now represents the United States.
And the likes of a lot of Pakistani players. Noman Anwar saw brilliant innings from him yesterday. He played for Pakistan. And right behind us, there's another gentleman, Imran Khan Jr. He played for Pakistan as well. As a new bowler comes in and hits on the pad, waiting for the umpire's signal. No signal given, so off the bat, a single. The new bowler, Rohan, coming in. And Krish taken off after an expensive over. Rohan will come in, bowling his gentle medium pace right arm bowler. And like I said, gentle medium pace is not going to do it for Mukhtar, especially not with that pace and length, as Mukhtar easily takes it and heaves it over long off for another maximum.
Yeah, these shots so big into the brushes. Wide outside the off stump. Look at the reach of Mukhtar and still be able to time the ball. A lot of time, Mustafa, they're telling when you're stretching for the ball with very little movement, sometimes you don't get a good hit onto the ball, but not Mukhtar Ahmed.
Especially with this format and this kind of hitting, you've seen the bats, the quality of the bats and the blades. The bats probably don't last even 1 year, but they do the damage. They put a lot of wood on the lower part of the bat, and that's what the batters like, is even a mistime hit like the one you saw from Mukhtar in the previous over still carries all the way through. So
yeah, a lot of time when these batters, they visit India or Pakistan.
This one again, and playing with the bowler, and not really a bowler can do much with this kind of pace, and Mukhtar just heaves it across over the top of mid-wicket for another maximum. So Mukhtar means all business.
Yeah, Regal hitting here from Mukhtar in the same vicinity that he almost lost one of the ball. And so if there's one thing that Mukhtar is prolonging this game is because he's hitting these long sixes. But every time a six is hit, Mustafa, it shortens the game in terms of the score remaining. But it's counterproductive because we've got to sort for that ball, and the couple minutes that you're taking off from the actual game is get added on by searching for the ball.
That's correct. There's no idea for Rohit what to do. This one is a better delivery in the block hold, and Mukhtar just defends it back to the bowler. So it's not easy to bowl. You have to be very creative with this kind of bowling against the likes of Mukhtar and Akarshit. You have to maybe bowl a slower bouncer, roll your fingers, bowl wide of the crease, and not give anything in the slot. See what he does on this delivery. And this one is hit up handsomely. Not sure why the fielder is running. Maybe he wants to make sure he sees where the ball lands so he doesn't have to waste time finding it. But the result is another maximum. 3 sixes in this over.
Yeah, this is big hitting from Mukhtar Ahmed. And to be honest, Mustafa, we didn't expect the least. We were talking about the hitting power of this team. He made 16 yesterday, but he is on course to get a half century today, and it'll be in quick time.
And again, that's not really good bowling, especially with that pace. You cannot give him in the slot, and that's what he did on 2 of these 3 occasions. Just offered the ball in the slot, and Mukhtar took him one in the deep mid-wicket area and one over long on. As you can see in the replay, the ball curling in a little bit, but where it lands on the pitch is what Mukhtar wants to know, and then he will just throw all his bat.
Yeah. When you look at these teams, and you look at Seattle Thunderbolts, you get the feeling, and you've played a lot of cricket, Mustafa, you know that when you're playing a tournament, you want to watch your fixtures and see how they're laid out. Many times fixtures are laid out, you get some tough teams, and then you got some easy teams.
And very refreshing to see.
You don't control the draws, but you hope and probably you pray that you don't run into the big teams early in the fixture. And this is what exactly has happened to Seattle Thunderbolts. They have run into two of the hottest teams in the group, Space City Cowboys, and now they're running in to Clarion Eagles. This is not good for their campaign, because their campaign could be derailed just at the end of this game by losing their first 2 games. What essentially means they will have to beat the Americans and future caps, and they do have the ability to do that. But the fact is, will it be too late to go somewhere with that 4 points?
And there's another lost ball there. There's a contingent of players trying to find the ball. Very refreshing to see Lenny. During that break, Mukhtar walked towards Chaitanya, towards short fine leg, and he was giving him some batting tips and telling him about different kinds of shots that he plays. And that's good that you see the opposing team members exchanging knowledge, learning from each other. Very good to see that.
So this over's gone for 19. We've seen 3 sixes, all off the bat of Mukhtar Ahmed. Final ball from Rohan.
And again, will this be another delay in the game? Not the line, shorter, outside the off stump, very slower delivery, pulls it and gets to his half century in style. 4 sixes in this over, 52 of just 20 deliveries. Look at that delivery. A nothing delivery outside the off stump, and then Mukhtar just obliges and pulls it over deep mid wicket. So 4 maximums. As Mukhtar taking 25 runs of this over, of the first over, 92. So just need 24 runs of 31 deliveries. Be interesting to see how many sixes Mukhtar hit in his innings of 50. 4 in this over. 8 sixes. So 8 sixes. That's 48 runs out of the 52. 7 sixes, as you can see. So 42 runs out of the 52, scoring in maximum as the bowling change coming up. Really amazing display of power there by Mukhtar.
So day 2 of cricket in this tournament. And Mustafa, we've seen runs all across the tournament. And we've seen 13 half centuries so far. And I know there's a game on the other pitch. We're not following that game, or are you, Mustafa? But other than that, we've seen 13 half century. The latest being Mukhtar Ahmed on 52 with 7 sixes.
Mukhtar really putting in on a clinic. A great display of power. 7 sixes in his half century. That's really good hitting. Certainly not helped by the bowling that Seattle Thunderbolts presents. Just 24 runs more to go as new bowler will come in, and all Akarshit needs to do is just give the strike to Mukhtar so that he can end this innings. And 24 runs of 31 deliveries. An interesting thing you mentioned about the grouping is when you run in early on with power teams and you lose, it kind of derails your morale and confidence, but they have to come back. They got 2 more games, and if they win those 2 games, anything can happen. And swept, reverse swept over the inner circle. 2 players after it, but it's going to go for a 4.
Yeah, another one brings them closer home. And now they need 20 from their second win of the tournament. Gobel, he's in top form. And when we look at what has happened here, all their top 3 batters have already picked up half century in the tournament. Mukhtar here, Gomel yesterday, Pranav yesterday. That's very good for the latter part of their campaign.
And this one again tries to reverse sweep. Not sure what the bowler can do, whether you bowl to Mukhtar or Akarshit. Both of the players are very dangerous. If you keep Mukhtar on the non-striker's end, Akarshit will do his thing and hit a few boundaries. So not very easy as Aryan will continue. And this one, good delivery. The bowler tried to stop that ball but couldn't. Allows a single. He should. And then Mukhtar brings Mukhtar on strike. And Mukhtar is just hit 4 sixes in the previous over. So.
And the other thing is that Mustafa, what we need to take into consideration, Mukhtar is hitting with the wind when he hits the ball into the bushes.
And this one hit towards deep extra cover, but the fielder is there for a single. Look at the body language. The game is not over, guys. Still anything can happen, but looking at the body language of Seattle Thunderbolts, you saw the deep fielder just lobbing the ball to the fielder in the circle rather than throwing to the keeper. As Aryan will come in, and this one is gone. And that's exactly what they need to do. Even if they're out of this game statistically, but they can still show some confidence, take that confidence into the next game. And this is exactly what Aryan did. Cleaned Akarshit Gomel up, so it's a good wicket.
Yeah, might have been some bit of inside edge. Yep, inside edge, dragged on, but it doesn't matter how they come. And so Aryan, he's picked up the wicket of Gomel, but you get the feeling, Mustafa, no harm done here as Saif Badar walks to the middle.
You get one batter out, and then you get to another equally good player as Saif Badar comes in. Another one of those long list of players hailing from Pakistan, making USA as their new home. He's played some good cricket there in Pakistan. A very good professional player, good athlete, and he comes in. So That's the end of the over, so he's going to go to the non-strikers. And Aryan just giving away 6 runs and a wicket. The grand scheme of things, that's a really good over by Aryan. The bowling change and Leggy comes in. He's going to bowl to Mukhtar, but quicker ball. Not really a leg spin, but Mukhtar just misses that cut for a rare dot delivery to Mukhtar, as Rishi is the new bowler, Rishi Ramesh. This one is a better delivery. First one was a quicker delivery, resulting in 2 dot balls through to the keeper.
Yeah, something will give. You know, when you bowl a couple of balls to Mukhtar, what is behind those? They're on the verge of crossing that 100 mark already. We've seen another half century. We talked about 13 half century in the tournament so far. Not counting a game that is simultaneously playing with this one. And so we're not too sure on that one, Mustafa. But other than that, we saw a big 50 from Mukhtar Ahmed.
And Rishi comes in, and this one is hit handsomely. Favorite area of Mukhtar. He gets 6 runs for him, his team, and a break for a few minutes, as everybody's gonna go and find the ball.
Yeah, I talked about the fact that Mukhtar has made the choice to go in that area because that's where the wind is blowing. And so he doesn't want to probably hit towards here. Although I think with wind, Mukhtar has the strength to even clear with wind, clear this facility. But he is taking that to be his favorite part. And I told you where Rishi Ramesh bowled a couple of balls, something has to give. Something has to give. Another 6 here for Mukhtar Ahmed.
That's his 8th 6 of his innings. So, wow, what an amazing display of power by Mukhtar. This one, the ball is found, so Mukhtar will resume his innings. Not sure what the bowler or the fielder can do. And that last 6, looking at the replay, he fetched that ball from way up. So, good forward stride and getting the same amount of power. This one again. This one is definitely bigger. Bigger and mightier. 9th 6 of his innings, and Mukhtar wants to end this fast.
Yeah, Mukhtar goes up to 65, couple of consecutive 6s, and he's slammed the balls in one particular vicinity. This one a little bit more squarer. And they need 6 to win, Mustafa. Mukhtar Ahmed on strike. His favorite shot has been a 6. I think they're 1 strike away from their 2nd victory in this tournament.
Is Saf Badr going to get a bat? Will he touch the ball? Or he just came to watch Mukhtar from non-striker's end?
Yeah, the scorecard will read, although he didn't even face a ball, it would read not out, did not bat. Although he did not bat, but the scorecard will read not outside Badar, 0-0-0-0.
Certainly, you're right, Lenny. The scorecard will read not out and certainly not needed, especially when the way Mukhtar is batting. Everybody can just stand there and play a supporting role.
And you can see, we talked about the wind. Look at that plastic bag across the field. It gives you an idea where the wind is blowing, and it's not by accident Mukhtar has chosen that.
She will come in, quicker delivery, and misses that, but it's still going to go for 4. A very rare boundary, a 4. Mukhtar, he'd be disappointed with that shot. He wants to deal in 6s, but this time he got a 4. So Mukhtar probably not happy with that 4, because he could have finished it with a 6.
Yeah, teams will have to pick themselves, especially Seattle Thunderbolts. They'll have to assess their campaign where it is. 2 losses in 2 matches. They've got 2 more matches to go. And like you made mention, Mustafa, they'll have to see what they can do with 4 points. Should they win both?
And this one again pulled, but this time straight to the fielder for a single, and guess what? That was the last delivery. So single will give Mukhtar the strike. So Saif Badr.
Yes, Saif Badr may not face a ball. He may play no part as a batsman in this contest. And it's ironic how many times we've seen the scores are level. Someone comes up and bowl a wide and nobody gets a chance to finish the game.
So Clarion County Eagles, another clinical victory. Looks to be the favorites of this Houston Open 2026. Yesterday, batting first, scored 220, and you saw the batting power that from top to down. Pranav 50, Akash at 50, and fine hitting by Shubham. They've got a lot of batters, a lot of bowlers who can bat. Mohsin and Harmeet are not no pushovers. They can also bat.
And what I saw from the Seattle Thunderbolts, I want to think that they came to this tournament with a little thin on their bowling. And you look at some of the bowlers and don't want to degrade any of the skill of the bowlers, but I think they were really short in their bowling department. Or maybe they're coming up against a big team of Clarion Eagles and they look ordinary.
That's exactly right. And Seattle Thunderbolts were not a match against the Clarion Eagles, as Ayan will continue and just formality, score a run, get out of it, and then hits it over mid-wicket towards the mid-wicket boundary for a 4. And that's the end of a very convincing win. A fine knock by Mukhtar. He scores 74 runs and Clarion Eagles won by 8 wickets. Another very convincing 9 sixes by Mukhtar. That's some great power. So 2-2 for Clarion Eagles, and Seattle Thunderbolts shake of hands. Still not in the win column. 2 games, 2 losses, and Space City Cowboys and Clarion Eagles 2 games and 2 wins, and certainly Clarion will be up on the table with a higher net run rate. That's the end of the first game, as we will go through the scorecard here. And the only thing we need to see is Mukhtar not out 74 of just 30 deliveries, 9 sixes and 3 fours. Pranav, half centurion from yesterday, 20 of 12 deliveries, and then Akash and Gomal 17, just the 2 wickets down, and they chased this total in 9.2 overs. And look at the bowling stats for Seattle Thunderbolts. Ayan Desai 2 overs for 27 runs, Shoaib 1 over for 9 runs, Chaitanya Bishnoi 2 for 16, and then expensive overs for Krish 14 runs, and then Rohan 25 runs. That's the over where Mukhtar took him for 4 sixes, 25 runs in that 1 over. Aryan 1.2 over for 10 runs, and Rishi Ramesh another expensive over, 17 runs in 1 over. So Clarion County Eagles chasing this in 9.2 overs, 2-2, and we'll be back again with game 2 on this field.
Thunderbolt into the offside. Fielder comes around, judges and takes a very good catch. And Rahul Jariwala. And another wicket falls. Gets a good delivery, takes the outside edge, running up towards the touchdown area. Not 16 yesterday. Oh, that's a lovely cut. A little bit of dew on the ground, so punched over the infield after the covers, and then got like kind of his side. That's enough
Like the delivery edged. short third man going after that delivery, and that's gonna go for a boundary. That's reverse swept. And that's swept well over the point. This one is hit up in the air, and that's gonna clear for the maximum. Really good looking shot in
National level.
This one is short, and that's pulled. Right back fielder trying to get under it, but it's gonna clear him, and that's a max. This one again hits it over the extra cover long offside, and the fielder after it, and no, had a really good over, and this one is edged, and it's gonna be the simplest catch, straight to short third man, and that's what Mohsin can do. Mohsin will continue. Again, what a delivery, quicker one, took the turn, and the batsman didn't have any
Only
clue.
at the Houston Open.
This one is pulled. Will this be taken? No. The batsman tried to time his
Running
jump.
out.
This one flighted, hit straight to the fielder in the deep. That's continue. This one on the shorter side and hits it cleanly. Flighted and swept, and will this be taken? No. Battalion. This one is pulled, and that's going to go all the way. Maximum for the batter. Quicker delivery, and that's gonna evade the keeper and go all the way. Hit. The keeper trying to get underneath it, and yes, that's the dismissal. Comes in. Hit handsomely.
Yeah.
But comes down the track and called a wide, but it's also out. Stump. Are we recognizing? Again. What is that? On the side. Again. That's on the onside and very wide.
Must wait for the US on the 19th.
This one is hit up. Clears the fielder on the mid-on, and fielder after it, and that's going to go to the boundary, and that's a maximum to the right hand guard. This one hit over the top and clears for the maximum. Right, tries to break this righty-lefty combo, but I don't think that's going to happen. And Pranav, we just talked about it, how good of a batter he is. Anything will come in again, shorter side, and this one is pulled, and two fielders after it. But it's going to clear the boundary. Again, not a good line. And this one again, and straight to the fielder, and that's gone. 1-2. This one is cut in the gap, and that's going to go for 4. And that's what I was just said, over the top, and that's going to go for a maximum. Take those chances with Scarface. And this one, no chance for the fielder on this occasion.
The Cowboys at the top.
Hit up in the air, and nothing that the deep square leg fielder can do. And like I said, gentle medium pace is not going to do it. This one again, and playing with the bowler, and not really a bowler he does on this delivery. This one is hit up handsomely. Not sure why the fielder is running. Maybe he wants to make sure he sees where the ball lands. And again, will this be another delay in the game? Swept, reverse swept over the inner circle. Two players after it. It's gonna go. This one is gone. That's exactly what they do. This one is hit handsomely. Favorite area of Mukhtar, getting the same amount of power. This one again. This one is definitely bigger. Coming quicker delivery and misses that, but it's still gonna go for 4. Formality, score a run, get out of it, and then hits it over mid-wicket towards the mid-wicket boundary for a 4, and that's the end of a very convincing